TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen. You're listening to Leicester TV and radio. You are listening to Leicester TV radio.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Leicester TV Radio. It's another lovely Monday morning. Let me start with those of you who were with me on Friday night. How many of you bet on the games that I predicted? Because it seems like I still got my module on. First off, I told you Man City going to win. That game is going to produce a lot of goals, over 2.5, over 3.5. It ended 4-1. Arsenal is going to win. Told you Chelsea was going to lose to Aston Villa. I told you Manchester United are going to lose. I told you Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich is going to end 4-2. That game ended 4-2 exactly. And so, I mean, one of the reasons why, like, I stopped predicting games is that people stop taking it serious. And you spend all that time doing research and people don't take it serious. So, you just sit back and do your sports thing. But then if you bet on it and you won, congratulations. But I think that Friday night just gave me that feeling like, you know what, I still got the game. Well, the one that I told you guys from the beginning that he's not a good coach, he's not going to take this team anywhere. He's kept them rooted in 10th position. Remember where Chelsea was before he was brought on 7 months ago? Chelsea were in 5th position, took them to 10th, and they've been there permanently without going up, even going lower instead of coming up, and no hope of making progress. Now it's been fired. I'm talking about that one called Graham Potter. You know, Pot nothing. Graham Potter, no Pot nothing. Couldn't do anything, right? And then finally, Brendan Rodgers, after 4 years in charge at Leicester City, have been fired, or probably departed companies. This is the first time in the history of the Premier League that 10 managers are getting fired. As a matter of fact, the Premier League and the Championship put together, 27 managers have been fired. Okay, what's the reason? You want to know? Your guess is as good as mine. Money is the root of all evil. Money is the root cause of all the firing in English football right now. Because when you consider how much you will lose if your team get relegated, how much you stand to lose as well in the Championship if your team does not get promoted. Probably you started well, you invested in the possibility of promotion, and that doesn't happen. You know how it comes across. So all of that, I've placed the pressure button, the panic button on the front burner for everything. I would say, this is my opinion, I might be wrong. I would say that the Chelsea owners, first off, they made a mistake and they were patient with that mistake. Okay, they were patient to give Graham Potter a whole 7 months to be at the helm of affair with Chelsea. It was crazy. They practically, sold the Rolls Royce in firing Thomas Tuchel, and bought a Keke Napep with the money in getting Graham Potter into the saddle of the club. That's the way I see it. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're a Chelsea fan, but that's just the way I see it. Absolutely horrible, terrible, and incredibly bad. That is how the situation with the Chelsea job was for the man called Graham Potter. But then, having said that, let's talk about a team like FC Barcelona. Barcelona fans, please come and explain to me why you guys were booing Gavi. I thought that Gavi was a symbol of your future, was a player you guys are looking up to create a future around. Probably I don't get it, but if you're a Barcelona fan out there, come and explain to me why you guys were booing Gavi, because it is strange to me. Arsenal just can't stop winning. But then the remaining games are going to be the real test of character, starting with Liverpool. Chelsea play Liverpool midweek, right? And then at the weekend on Sunday, Arsenal play Liverpool at Anfield. If Arsenal gets a win in that game, which does look possible, but then again, you know that they are Robin Hood. Now that they were unable to rob Man City. I hope they are able to rob Chelsea so that they will be able to now give Arsenal something to benefit from. I don't know, but who are the most possible managers that you think will be capable? Okay, what are you capable of? Who's going to be the capable manager? People are talking about Julian Nagelsmann. Julian Nagelsmann is another young coach who might just come in and also make mistakes. Well, we saw Aubameyang do what Aubameyang know how to do. Of all the players in the Chelsea team, he was the only one who went to go and like the post announcing the sack of Graham Potter. Aubameyang, this is my own take on Aubameyang. Firing Potter is not a problem. Him not being good enough is not a problem. I think that is okay. It is obvious from the get-go, But I think Aubameyang needs to do some introspective thinking and analysis of himself. Not that liking the post is really that bad. It's not a big deal. Graham Potter make more money than Aubameyang, getting sacked, that's for sure. But this is how I look at it. Aubameyang is that kind of guy who, Aubameyang remind me of a typical black person. They are never responsible for anything bad in their life. Somebody else is always responsible. There's always somebody else that they are blaming. There is always a witch, a village person, someone else but themselves. And that's Aubameyang for you. And people like that are not people that I really like in life because they don't take responsibility. Aubameyang is not scoring goal, it's because they're not passing the ball to him. Aubameyang is not playing well, it's because the manager is not looking at him well. Aubameyang is not playing well, it's because one thing happened to somebody that did not happen to somebody else. That's Aubameyang for you. And I just hope that he gets his act sorted. Now, maybe a new manager comes in and a new manager says, okay, in Aubameyang, I trust. To you, Chelsea fans, I'm still asking. I mean, the show is not all about Chelsea, but there's a whole lot to talk about with Chelsea this morning. To you, Chelsea fans, do you think that now that Graham Potter have been fired, instead of going out there to go look for striker, to go look for Victor Osimhen, and I hear that Chelsea have put a foot forward into the Osimhen conversation. We'll talk about that one later on the show. Well, Napoli got beaten at the Maradona 4-0, and AC Milan did that. You see, when people say that Osimhen, when I told people here that Osimhen is the fulcrum of that team, people say it's Varela. The thing about Osimhen is Osimhen puts both the fear of God and the fear of the devil in you, so much so that you don't have the courage to go forward to go and attack. So in defending, you lose the sight of attacking. But once Osimhen was not in that game yesterday, AC Milan said, okay, Modashi Road. It was murder, massacre. It was annihilation, obliteration, and destruction. It was like Man City playing against Napoli yesterday. Showed the side of Napoli that wasn't good. And everybody be saying, oh God, in the Champions League now, it's the same AC Milan that they're playing in the Champions League. That's what even made it funny. The same AC Milan like, oh, this one I went to the home to go and beat them. They all die, finish. But then I just pray Osimhen comes back before that game, because if Osimhen does, they might beat AC Milan. But then AC Milan again are a veteran when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. Napoli has never been to this stage of the Champions League before. We never know what will happen. When that time comes, to talk about it. But let's focus on other things that happened. Manchester United were beaten. They were dominated, overrun, and marched, okay, by Newcastle. 7, 8, 9, 10 goals. It is very, very obvious, ostensibly clear that without Casemiro, Manchester United are next to nothing football club. Okay, without Casemiro, that club is not stable. Please, guys, give me a minute. Let me sort out something that is giving me pressure here. Whoa, man, there's so smoke in the whole place. Right, guys, it's crazy, but it is football. This happens. And Manchester United, what happens with the Newcastle game just tells you where Manchester United should focus in the transfer market comes when the transfer window opens. There is going to be need for a stable defensive midfielder in that team. Like I've always said, that in football, no team, quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, no team has ever succeeded without a stable pair of defensive midfielder. At least you must have one solid defensive midfielder that can play all season, or probably two of them, to be interchanging position. Once you don't have that, you don't have it. Well, let's move into other matters and say that as it is right now, as much as there is gap between Arsenal and Man City, the truth of the matter is Man City are saying, the Man City fans are saying that this is the time where they are dangerous. And then they have evidence for it. Last season, it looked like they were going to lose the title. Manchester City have a better finishing to a season than any other team. And at the same time, in 2012, when we had that famous Aguero, against QPR or Queen's Park Rangers, and the only assist that Mario Balotelli have in the Premier League, it was 8 points over Manchester City at exactly this stage of the season, exactly this very stage of the season. But guess what happened at the end of the day? Manchester United fumbled, Man City found their feet, got on the track, got on a Formula One car, and outrun them. And on the final day, they performed miracle, they performed magic. They did something that is not common, uncommon performance that made everybody say that this team is the team to beat, is the team to be afraid of. That's exactly what happened. So I'm going to throw this question to you guys out there while you're, solving the equation of what's the best option for Chelsea. What's the kind of coach you would advise them to sign right now? What type of football you think they'll play with the kind of players that they have? Do you really think, are you convinced that Arsenal are already champions elect, or Man City have what it takes to overturn this result and do what they have done over and over and over again to go and win the title? Nobody have a better 10 games to the end of the season run like Manchester City. So, and under Pep Guardiola, towards the end of the season, their home run is the most perfect home run ever in the Premier League. Do you see Manchester City coming to win this one and destroy everything that Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal army have done? And Arsenal have really done extremely well this season. But hey, it is one thing to do well, it is another thing to finish well. Better is the end of a matter than its beginning. Not be me talk about, I saw the writer for Bible. So don't say I'm the one that is I'm the one that said it. Don't quote me, but quote the Bible. Better is the end of this Premier League season than its beginning. So I say, what's the kind of coach that Chelsea needs right now? Everybody's talking Julian Nagelsmann. What's the difference between Julian Nagelsmann, Thomas Tuchel, and Graham Potter? Let's be very, very honest here. Okay, this is a very big dressing room, and it's going to get bigger. Okay, who's going to come in and make Mikhailo Modric play? Who's going to come in and make Aubameyang score? Who's going to come in and make Joao Felix for the remaining few games that he's got to play on the loan deal score goals? Who's going to make Kai Havertz play? Who's going to make Messi Man do better than he's already doing? Who's going to get the balance of the selection? Whether it's Chua, whether it's whoever you want to select, who's going to get all of them going and going excellently well? That's the question that I'm asking you guys to be the guys who nominate the coaches that comes in and how Chelsea will play. But having have this one under control. They've got this one. You leave it. They've got this one. Even though Man City have a game in hand, Arsenal 8 points clear. But do you think Arsenal have got this one? Or you look at them and you say, oh, I'm laughing. Hey, they shall melt like was before the fire, and they shall be blown away like shaft before the winds. Is that exactly what's going to happen? Not me talking, I see the writer for Bible. I just use Bible reference to do the show today because it's just a relative quote that you can use. Or you think that we're going to have a Machiavellian end to the league. It takes one kingdom to fall for another to rise. It's up to you to tell me what it is, because this is how the show runs. I set the agenda, you lead the conversation. So let me start with Instagram and see what people are saying on Instagram. It's not too far, okay? Colino Drizzy, we say on this show, let's do away with the happy new month, happy new week, good morning, greetings, and all that. Let's get in on the conversation straight, because that's the most important part of the show. Because if we do too much greetings, it will just kill the vibe of the show. You get tired. So if I don't read it, it's because you are just greeting, okay, and saying things like another episode, another day. Colino Drizzy said 2 coaches don't work out under one day. Yes, let's start with that one. All the greetings, I'm not interested. And then Colino Drizzy say, please, what do you make of Manchester United recent form? Because Mill, as a fan, Eric Ten Hag feels funny sometimes. Yes, he doesn't have the tools he needs to work with, and it's difficult. The fact that a monkey likes to drink water from the river does not mean a monkey can swim, okay? And then the fact that a fish swim under a tree that is in the river does not mean that the fish would not begin to climb a tree, right? Akwas Baba 82 says, me self not understand why Barcelona fans, they boo that solid player of a boy. Arsenal for the title, I repeat. Big Bros Brendo, how you doing? Okay, somebody's put poison gas around here. It's messing my system up. I wish I could run out of the studio. Okay, cleaning lady came in and just choose the time that I'm doing my show to put what's it called? What's that thing called? Happy or whatever mixed with whatever they are using to clean the place, and it's stressing me crazy. Okay, Colin Rodgers says thought as much Osimhen was the leading man for Napoli, and then he went and said kudos to AC Milan, and some people are happy that AC Milan won that game. As a United fan at all, without Casemiro, Manchester United is like gas without fire. Okay. Talking about gas without fire. Yesterday, I experienced that thing that people normally experience. My son went in, turned on the gas, I walked away. Jesus Christ, it was crazy, but it's the first time that's happening. First time I'm experiencing that since I started using gas, and I started using gas pretty early in my life, like in 1991. I don't know when you started using gas, but that's earlier I started using gas. Okay. It used to be table gas then. I was working at ESCO and I was going to school. And I had the money. I rented my own house. I mean, I was in SS1. And so I bought gas. I just like the feel of gas. I hate the blackness of pot. That was why I bought the gas there. It's living at number 16 Yossi Street, Okomawa Avenue. Akbas Babaidi say, I don't see the winning against Napoli as a big deal. Napoli are points away at the Serie A summit, so they can afford to play with that intensity. But Champions League, it's a different business. Now, the two of them, they plan more. When you show your opponent your weakness, it just might happen. It just might happen. And then these guys are veterans, are campaigning in the Champions League, and it's over 2 legs. Anything is possible. So what? Anything can happen. Colino Drizzy, now you guys Instagram to do. He says, sir, please, do you think Manchester United will make the top 4 after everything? It's in their hand. Their destiny is still in their hand, but the way they are playing, the good thing is that the team chasing them is Tottenham Hotspur. They are a bottling company. They can bottle things a lot. But Man United also are looking like they will bottle things. So, one, Casemiro should not take red card again, should not get injured. He should play every other game to the end of the season. Maybe they will make it. But the game that I saw yesterday, they were overpowered. They were at muscles, at run, at pace, at fought, and at thought. I don't know. If they play like that regularly every week, Manchester United needs to win every game to the end of the season to make top 4. If they don't make it, okay, it's going to be even difficult to sign in new players. Well, we know teams that we know will not play the Champions League next season, Liverpool. Another one that we know confirmed, they might never play in Europe, Chelsea. So these other teams, they are still there. They are still haggling around thinking that they will do something. Colin Odris say, for me, I don't think they have it under control. Only if they can upset Liverpool, Manchester City, Newcastle United, and Chelsea. So, of all these teams you mentioned, Arsenal will beat Newcastle. That's for sure. Arsenal will beat Newcastle at the Emirates. I don't know about Chelsea now, because if it was Graham Potter, that was already guaranteed before. But now it's not Graham Potter. I don't know what's going to happen with that game. Liverpool does look like a win. I do not think Arsenal have what it takes to beat Man City. This is the reason. So Arsenal does not defend well for 90 minutes. Arsenal cannot sit back. The only teams that have gotten points off Man City this season are teams that know how to play the low block very well. Low block is a tactics that you must master. Every team that have gotten a point out of them are teams that know how to play low block. You look at Liverpool. When Liverpool started the game, they were sitting back and hitting them on the counter. They scored first. After that, Liverpool, somebody now touched them at the back of their head. Say, the spirit, that stupid spirit, don't touch them. Go ahead. Go unto the ends of the world. I am with you always, even unto the ends of the world, right? And so they go ahead. And 4 goals now enter. 4. So that's the thing with Arsenal. Arsenal also are a go-ahead team. Arsenal attack you from start to finish. Now, Man City have the maturity to watch you play, because they also know how to keep the ball possession very well. Like if you attack them in a certain way, they deprive you of the ball. So what are you going to run? You're going to run like an idiot. And then Arsenal, when they see Man City, if you've noticed, whenever Arsenal players see Man City, they make mistake. They just make unnecessary mistake. They also do that against Liverpool. So we're going to sit here and say, I pray they don't make those mistakes against Liverpool on Sunday, because if you break this winning run now, it's going to be catastrophic. Okay? They don't make those mistakes. They win against Liverpool first to get with it. But I don't think that Arsenal will beat Man City. It's going to come down to what happened with Leicester, where they play Arsenal home and away and lost, but they've garnered enough points in other places to win the league title. That probably might be what will happen. But I think that Man City will do the double over Arsenal this season. And if you're with me, say you're with me. If you're not with me, give me a reason why you think Arsenal will beat Man City, come towards the end of the month. All right. Sami Boy 014, he said, good morning, Ogaida. Good morning to you. What message is Madrid trying to send to Chelsea? And again, why do Madrid always find it hard to beat Barcelona, even when they are not in their best form? I don't know. It's just, the thing is, the Catalonia versus Madrid battle, the Catalonians believe that it is the guys in Madrid, not the whole of Spain. It's the guys in Madrid that are pushing the button against their own independence. So when they are playing Madrid, they're not just playing Madrid with the football game. They are playing Madrid with our lives depend on it, our independence, all our suffering, all our marginalization. All our marginalization and everything is riding on this game. And this is one place where we can poke a finger in their eyes and say, with all your power, with all the support of the king, with all the support of the government, we beat you here. Okay. I don't know how many Catalonia footballers that have played for Real Madrid as well. So you have to look at that. And I don't know how many Madrid stars, as in children that are originally from Madrid that have also played for Barcelona. You have to look at all of those history, the political history, and all the animosity that exists between these two teams to be able to find the reason. There's just that extra bounce, that extra step that says, you know what, we'll kill ourselves here. We'll die here, okay? If I not go agree, jam, are ready to die, there's always going to be an explosion. Massigram 1 says, as an Arsenal fan, I wish and hope we win it, but I am scared of Man City because they know how to win the title. Yes, I am also scared of them. Colin Aldridge, he said, just can't wait for Eriksen to be back this month. Okay, if he comes back, are you sure he's going to have the form that's required to push you to the end of the season? Massey Graham said, Arsenal are playing Newcastle, Liverpool, and City away from home. Yes. Wait, the draw against Newcastle, was it at home? Yeah, I forgot to know. I thought it was away. Colin Aldridge, he said, Arsenal can never beat Manchester City, no matter what happens, because Manchester City presses from the beginning to the blast of the whistle. No, it's not like Arsenal cannot be there. Arsenal beat them to go and win FA Cup now. It's not like Arsenal cannot be there, but the chances are very slim. So I'm not going to use the word never, but the chances are very slim. Last season, after losing scandalously to Man City in the first leg, the second leg Arsenal almost got a draw. It was a last-minute loss of concentration. It ended 2-1. Arsenal can. And the funny thing, Arsenal doesn't really need to beat City. Just get a draw. Just get a draw, put a spanner in the work for them. And that settles the whole problem. But before the City game, win all the other games. There are a lot of other games leading to that game. Like I've always said since the beginning, that as excited as I am about Arsenal is playing, it all comes down to April. And of course, Baba have been saying in my ear, Arsenal win the league, Arsenal win the league. Yes, I want Arsenal to win the league, don't I? But it all comes down to April, and April with this. So I don't want this sitting on the top of the table now to not be April Fool. It is April. We're in April now. This is where we will know whether Arsenal win the league. Arsenal still remains on top of the league by the end of April, and they still have maybe 5 points or so over Man City. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Every other team in front of them are set up for God. Marshall. Yes. Currently, say they will surely make the mistake because I know this Arsenal side. Massey Graham said, I agree with you. It will be hard for Arsenal to beat City. To be hard to. Hey, Kaz underscore 347. Hey, Kaz, how you doing? He said Arsenal have 3 big games: Liverpool, Man City, and Newcastle. Now you're actually to it. Getting 6 points will be very difficult. There is City. Add City to it. There are 12 points in this conversation. Add the Chelsea to it. If you're not adding Chelsea to it, they are not the sack Graham Potter. It's not as if they don't have the players. They have the players. They just have the bad coach. Now somebody's going to come and try and use Arsenal again. It's a derby game. I use Arsenal to shine. You don't want that to happen. That's why when Sean Dyche was employed at Everton, I said this match go hard. People said I don't know what I'm saying. Well, we know how it ended. That time everybody was pursuing for it. It was for scarcity. I said it at the filling station, total filling station. I said this game go hard. Arsenal don't win this game. No. Just Everton are not doing well. We see how it end. So we don't want that to happen because all Chelsea need to put the spanner in the work. It's not able to beat us 5-0, just 1-0, and the story don't change. So, but let's take it like Ateta would say. Every game is a final. Let's take it one game at a time. Next game is Liverpool. Let Chelsea and Liverpool play midweek first. After that one, Arsenal play them on Sunday. Kazan scored 347 says that because I don't see us beating Man City. Me too. I don't see us not beating Man City, but it will be the icing on the cake of this season. If Arsenal goes on to beat Man City, it will be incredible. Like Arsenal winning Man City would even elicit more celebration than Arsenal winning the title. But you know how it's going to be. For me, again, another question I want to ask. Arsenal have won 3 Premier League in 30 years since the Premier League started. Okay, Arsenal have 14 league titles, we know, but in the Premier League era, this 30 years of Premier League era, Arsenal have won 3. Now, this question, I think I've thrown it up before, but I'm going to throw it up again. I'm going to ask you guys this question. If Arsenal goes on to win this Premier League title, this one, against challenges from high-spending Man City, Liverpool, who were really informed, Man United, who spend more money, Chelsea, who spent 601 million under a new owner, Newcastle, who's come under Saudi Arabia ownership and all that. If Arsenal goes on, Tottenham Hotspur, who think that they are not big boys, if Arsenal goes on to win this title, does it, in your own calculation, especially based on the way they have played and the opposition that they've ridden over, does it eclipse the previous titles? See, in the Premier League era, my best Premier League title win I've always been in 97-98 season, not the unbeaten run. I don't think that the unbeaten run was special for me. Yes, they might have gone the season without losing, but Juventus have done it, FC Porto have done it. It's not really a big deal. It's only Arsenal fans that sees it as a big deal. For me, my best title win was when Arsenal won the double in the 97-98 season with Anelka coming in to replace Wright, who's seen as the de facto goal scorer for Arsenal, and he showed what class is made of, especially scoring that double against Newcastle in the FA Cup final was amazing for me. Now, everybody have their own. For me, if Arsenal wins this league title this season, it will eclipse that one. So it also eclipse the 2003 title win, any other title win that we've had for me. But for you as an Arsenal fan or as a football person, do you think if Arsenal, Mikel Arteta and Arsenal wins this title, it will eclipse the previous 3 that Wenger won? For me, it would. What about you? Okay. Luigi Angie says, good morning, bros. Good morning to you. Did you also notice how Arteta step up well with the ball? Zinchenko plays. Is that Arteta you're talking about, or Arsenal? Maybe Arsenal is what you want to talk. Zinchenko plays as a DM when Arsenal is on the offensive and revert to fullback when defending without the ball. Yes, we've discussed that. I think I've discussed that like last week. I discussed the formation change, adjustment, and all that. Even my Saturday post-game analysis, I also mentioned it. Right? So let's go into the conversation. Well, let's start with your Larry Wadi. You say 10 managers already fired, and maybe it's still counting. Good morning. Good morning to you. Is there any manager hanging? Okay, David Moyes. It's Okoma Moye. Won this weekend, so his job is safe. But he still might get fired. So might make it 11. Divine Tokai say, men and brethren of the Elegbete Kingdom, I am overjoyed this morning. Potter is gone. Chai, finally, I can breathe. Is it Patrick? Don't worry, your turn is coming. Lord Mayor, I say greetings. I don't need all these greetings anymore. Maxwell Omede says, Ipemio, I missed the prediction. Please, boss, keep dropping games, I beg. Lord Mayor says, is it Patrick? Where you dey? I miss you. Abiodu Oluwadamilari. I hope, is that my student? He said, good morning, boss. Who do you think is better for Chelsea between Nagelsmann and Enrique? So so somebody called me and asked me this question last night, and I thought, for me, this is my opinion, I thought that Enrique is better. I think Julian Nagelsmann still need maybe 2 more jobs before he can take the Chelsea job. It still does look to me like, he's better, way better than Graham Potter. Graham Potter is not a coach at all. And plus the fact that he's an Englishman. But I think Julian Nagelsmann going into that Chelsea dressing room is like AVB coming into that Chelsea dressing room back in the day, or Tottenham dressing room. He just might not be able to hold it together. And the team is too, destroyed right now to go there and just turn it around overnight. But Luis Enrique will come in. He's won the treble. He's somebody that you respect. He's somebody that's got clout and power and name. And these players know that if he comes in, he'll be able to fire a lot of players and get a new one. Obviously, he will stay to the end of the season, and then from there, build his own team, do his own preseason. Everybody will respect him a lot more compared to Julian Nagelsmann. If you give me the choice between Julian Nagelsmann and Enrique, obviously I'll pick Enrique. In that order, Zidane, Enrique, and Julian Nagelsmann. The reason why Nagelsmann is on top right now is because, one, Chelsea went so bad, so low, that they employed a coach that is the worst coach, in terms of coaching ranking. So anybody who is better than him seems to be good. Julian Nagelsmann is better than Graham Potter. But then again, this is Chelsea. Chelsea is not just anything. Chelsea is a very big team. It's complicated in a lot of ways. And you need a manager who can bring in leadership stability and could help. You don't want a young boy who comes in, who is still doing his internship in management. And that's exactly what Julian Nagelsmann still is. But hey, if you're going to bring him to replace Potter, you have made an upgrade. So the system will still work faster and better. But an upgrade sometimes does not necessarily mean the system can carry all the applications that are available to you. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see. Well, what's it called? Colin Aldridge is saying, for me, I believe it would eclipse the previous title won back then. Thank you very much. Maxi Graham is saying, if Arsenal wins this, if it eclipses for me as well, because the league is 100% more competitive now and the teams have much more money now. Thank you very much. That's my thought as well. Stephen Oko is saying, do you think Arsenal stand a chance at Liverpool good money? Yes, I do. I don't think that they stand a chance at Liverpool if Liverpool keep playing the way they're playing without a sense of direction. Akwas Baba say, forget this City hype. Any team is beatable as far as Arsenal are going into the match. Please remind me the last time Arsenal went to the Emirates and won a game. The Etihad and won a game. The match with the right mentality, a mentality to win and refuse to lose. Okay, Coachella, I agree to you. This stubborn worry mentality, good, but now football we talk about. So, the Lara just says, maybe Zidane or Enrique would replace him. They've missed their luck by sacking Tuchel. Okay, time is running out on them this season, and the next set of games are not easy at all. Henry Morris says, good universe. I don't understand. I don't like the fact that Chelsea sacked Potter. Yeah, I don't like it myself. Should have waited to after Arsenal played them. The Arsenal match should have led to the sacking. I don't like this one that they just sacked the man like this now. Divine Tokyo say Potter would have never dreamt of being a Chelsea coach. He was given a gift too heavy for him to carry, just the same way they gave David Moyes Manchester United. Thank God he's gone. I'm worried about Julian Nagelsmann and prefer Enrique based on availability. Okay, no wahala. Okay. Everybody's not worried about the man who decided never sack Potter, and I want Julian Nagelsmann. Gospel Bookman and I receiving of Brendo. He said, I greet the family. I'd love me your share. You the wine me. Eze, the available Wednesday. Napoli don't shop for without Osimhen. I hope it doesn't come back before. I hope it doesn't come back before UCF first leg. Jesus Christ, see wickedness. So, love me. I say I don't think any top manager will take the job for 9 games remaining. So Chelsea will interim manager. Okay, let's see what the interim manager brings. Divine Tokoye say we need Osimhen. Okay, Oduni Remileko say Nagelsmann will be an upgrade on Potter if Chelsea take him. I'm not sure he will be able to handle the dressing room. He may just have the same issue as Bayern. Luis Enrique is better option. The other just say maybe Lukaku could be lucky with a new coach. As for Aubameyang, well, it could be a second fiddle. But I would like make them make another mistake again. I really hate Chelsea. I don't think we should hate Chelsea that much. Okay. Additional Alpha say happy Napoli lost this game with AC Milan, so they will know there is no room for complacency. Didn't remember like I say Arsenal will beat Liverpool at Anfield. Let's hope they do. Gospel Bookman I say Edafe, the YouTuber, please. Something is not right with the audio. I don't understand. I keep hearing that, and I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, if I decide to change it, okay, I think from tomorrow I would maybe from tomorrow I'll change it. I would do something else. I'll remove this. I'll remove this sound card and put something else and see. Okay. Additional say anything other than Potter is better, but please, no English coach. Abramovich never sacked 2 coaches in a season. Todd Boehly has broken that record, and they say Abramovich is sacked pass. Chelsea should go all out for Zidane, but I'm sure they will go for Nagelsmann. Favor Ezoje, say Luis Enrique is my preferred option. And then Additional Alpha says that Chelsea need a coach who has a bigger brand to handle their dressing room. Okay, they gave Potter power that is better than him. His aspiration was bigger than his value. And the English should speak to this guy. The big English. Lord Mayor say, make I give Chelsea hope. Chelsea should give Arteta blank check. He go accept them. No, I don't think Arteta wants to go to that kind of club. Okay. Chelsea should hire a make whose aspiration. Just speak normal English. Sometimes in trying to speak grammar now and until the put person for trouble. I'm not saying you don't be member, you don't be star, but come down to the normal level where you did before we speak English over here. Maxi Graham will say I had to switch to IG live from YouTube because of the audio. I think there's a problem. We'll work on it this week. Definitely, we would find a way to work on it this week. So, people have complained too much about it, but we intended to make it better. That was why we got the sound card. But I guess maybe the computer or something. I don't know what's going on. I've ordered for a new computer. It's on its way. Maybe that one would give us a lift. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Because sometimes you don't even know like right now, I can't tell you I know what the problem is. I wouldn't lie to you. I don't even know what the problem is. Okay. If I know it's easy to look around and say, okay, this is the problem. This is the point where you guys to fix the problem. But I don't really know. So it's hard to even pick it out. Let me see if I remove this one, if the problem would be there. Don't think it's there anymore. I think the sound is clearer now, just on one channel. Okay. So what you guys, if you're listening on the YouTube, if you're on the YouTube, tell me what the sound is like right now. I think it's better now. That's what I think. But I still need to hear from you. Well, let's go on. Osage says the fear of losing Nagelsmann to another club made Chelsea hurriedly sack Potter. Jesus Christ. Nigeria conspiracy theory. Henry Morris said, my fear for Arsenal is the Man City and Newcastle away game. I'm not afraid of Newcastle. I'm not afraid of Newcastle. Newcastle go play that kind of high pressing they play against Man United. Arsenal beat them. Okay. Eze Patrick, he said, good morning. Came in late, was seeing the Gombe United game that was suspended. Okay. The Lara he said, I don't even know why they still call Bayern versus Dortmund the Klassiker, because there is nothing Klassiker about it. It's the Klassiker because they're the two big teams in Germany. They need to promote their league. And I'm talking about that interview that I had with the German football expert, media expert, will be out this week. So look out for it. I think there are a few lessons here and there to learn, especially as it relates to our league. I did that one because I want to put it in the hands of the guys who are running our league and see if they could partner with Result Sports and get something. You can search Result Sports out on Instagram or Twitter, on Instagram and Twitter and see what they do. Result Sports, okay? Or Mario Leo, who's the guy that I interviewed, so you know the kind of person that I brought in on the interview room, and then we'll take it out from there. Correct, Timothy said, make we no lie, you Arsenal get Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, and City to play, and Man City has Newcastle and Arsenal, City to win the title or based on remaining fixtures. Well, it is possible. It is very, very possible. That's why I have not gone crazy about saying Arsenal will win the league, because as much as I want Arsenal to win the league, there's just this thing in my head, in this my small head, that tells me, oh boy, respect yourself. Say things the way they are. Don't get overexcited because you're an Arsenal fan. So I'm saying to myself, it's not going easy, okay, as a Yoruba people will say. Well, let's push the conversation further and see where it goes. Okay. Vladimir said, Osimhen makes Svarestea look world class. I saw the real Napoli without Osimhen yesterday, no force in the attack. Eze Patrick said, Lord Mayor, Adeyo, Oduni Remileko say April will be the deciding month for the league title decider. Like I normally do when the season starts, I go through the fixtures and I say, where is the black spot for this team? Where's the trouble spot? And I've always insisted that April is the point, even though I thought about things differently, but I think April is the month. Let's see what happens with this April. Osage Gomez says, kudos to Milan for going to Stadio Maradona and scoring 4 goals against Napoli. If Napoli thought they were going to run through Milan in the UCL, they have to have a rethink. Well, I agree with you on that one. Again, Milan are a veteran campaigner in the UEFA Champions League. You don't just wake up and think you're going to overrun AC Milan in this competition. So they've shown you that this is also, we are saying similar. We're landlord, we are strong side in this league. You, last time you won this league was 33 years ago. Even though the last time you won it was 10 years before I won it last season, we are still the defending champion. So you can't just be running over everybody and think you'll stroll over us. We're going to come to your house and spank you properly. And that's exactly what happened. But let's see how it goes eventually. Oduro says City have more games in April, though that's where I think Arsenal needs to capitalize in case City drop one. Let's hope. So the Lara Rodgers say Liverpool have had too many bad outings. Liverpool have lost 13 or 14 games in all competition this season. That's ridiculous. That's relegation form. Okay. Liverpool have had too many bad outings this season. Are they going back to the pre-clubs days, flip-flop with the way the season is panning out? Maybe we need to give them another season to be able to judge. We can't just judge them one like this, okay? Let's go to Instagram. Colin Rodgers is saying, can't wait for the interview. Mr. Sugar wants to say playing Newcastle United, Brentford, and Brighton might be tougher than the rest. No. I disagree with you on that one. I think that playing Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Man City are the real deal. Brighton, they will beat Brighton, they'll beat those other teams, but those 4 top teams, they should focus on them. Mostly, 101 says it will be difficult for Arsenal to win in Anfield. That's the fear I have for Arsenal, honestly. Arsenal, if Arsenal want to win this title, Arsenal don't have a place again where they cannot afford to win. Okay, they don't have a place where they can afford to lose. They need to go and win there. Man City, the fixtures favors Man City more because most of the top games that they have, they are playing at home. They just play Liverpool at home and won. If they were going to Anfield, maybe you would have said they would get to draw there. Like that would have favored us. The fixtures now, the end of the season fixtures favors Man City a whole lot. Sami Boy 014, he said, advice Potter. Oh. Sorry, this chemical is beginning to get into me now. Advise Lampard and advise all English coaches. What's the way forward for them to keep taking coaching job, get sacked, and get the bags, or they should come sell Gala in Lagos? I think English coaches, what English coaches should do. Now, this is a problem. You know when they say some things that you have are a blessing and a curse. Let me give you a good example. I'm going to put myself on the front burner of this one. My ability to analyze football is always a blessing and a curse. And it was a blessing when I was on terrestrial radio, like in Brilla FM. You know, even though people don't like me, but it was a blessing because I know I was good at what I do. But bringing it to YouTube, it became a curse. How is it a curse? People expect that, if you say you're that good, you should have 10 million subscribers by now. I hear people say that a lot. If you're that good, if you're as good as you say you are, you should have 10 million subscribers by now. But YouTube doesn't work like that. So it's a blessing on terrestrial radio, but it's a cost on YouTube because everybody's looking at me like, okay, for all of these things that you say, all of these things that you do, why is your number not growing? Why are you not getting the views that you deserve? It's the same thing with English coaches. Their blessing is their league. They have a league where they play in that league. It have more money than any other league in terms of payment to salaries. So there is no ambition to say, let me go and play in other league. Because in football, when you be as a player, you could play in one league and be successful and it's okay. There's no big deal about it. But you see, when it comes to coaching, it's patches. Coaching is patches. You have to take from here, you have to take from here, take from there. What is working for Arteta? Arteta has played in England, played for Everton, played for Arsenal, coached with Man City, right? But then it's also played at Paris Saint-Germain. It's also played at Barcelona. So it's got the understanding of different culture, different people. When you see a Spanish player, he knows what makes him tick. When you see a French player, he knows what makes him tick. When you see an English player, he knows the way they think, their mentality. Because coaching is more of a mentality than a physical attribute or ability. But in playing, it's just a physical ability. Like, okay, if you are fit, you can dribble, you can run, you can pass. It's good. You can make a good cross, not like the Super Eagles wingers. You're good. But in coaching, there is science to it. There's science to the whole madness. And there is art, there's craft, there is everything, psychology, everything comes together. English players spend their whole life in one place. And sometimes, just look at yourself. a guy who travels, who was traveling around Nigeria, versus a guy who's born probably, let me just say, in Ikorodu. No disrespect. You're born in Ikorodu, somewhere there, and Itamagba, so just somewhere around that Ikorodu. And that's where you've been. That's where your parents were. That's where you've been. That you've never gone at. Your biggest distance that you've gone is within the Lagos metropolis, right? Somehow that person, you may have gone to Unilag, you may have obtained a first-class degree, but that guy who has traveled around Lagos, traveled around Nigeria, gone out of Africa, gone to other places, is a lot more exposed than you. That exposure would always come to count against you eventually. So English coaches, I think this is my own advice for English coaches. Once you retire and you want to be a coach, go and start your internship at French League, Spanish League, the Italian League, the German League. Go and start from the bottom. Don't just wake up and you want to start from the top, okay? Because if you start from the top, like Buhari, you will bring everything from top to bottom. You will crash everything badly. And that's exactly what's been happening to them. And then English coaches, again, are not really ambitious people. They are okay with sitting at home, just sign that contract. When you sign that contract, you're counting down to the day you'll be sacked. You know they will sack you. So you're counting down to that day of sack, and then when they sack you, you collect your money, and then you go and do Sky Sports punditry. You go and do, so it's easy for them. And I'm not blaming them as well, but I just know that English coaches are not good because they've not done the real things that you expect them to do. Having said that, I'm still asking you guys on YouTube, is the audio clearer now or is getting worse? Okay, I made a little adjustment. It does sound clearer in my ear anyway. Okay. Maxi Graham say, let's Arsenal just target Trent as in an honor position, and we will stand a good chance at winning at Anfield because Trent can't defend to save his life. I think Arsenal will beat Liverpool at Anfield. And this is my reason. The famous Liverpool solid midfield is not there. Arsenal's biggest strength is in the midfield. That's one. Two, the famous defensive solidity that Virgil van Dijk used to bring is not there. Trossard is a problem. Trossard is if Trossard and Gabriel Jesus starts that game, they are both a problem. The fact that Arsenal can even count on Bukayo Saka coming off the bench or probably starting, and then somebody else coming off the bench who's equally as dangerous. Movement is what will work. But remember, in the first leg, it was 3-2. Liverpool, as bad as they were, still managed to score 2 goals against Arsenal. So Liverpool have this thing about them. When they play against Arsenal, they seem to feel comfortable playing against Arsenal. Their home field, as bad as they have been this season, I think they've lost only 1 game at home this season. So that's something that Arsenal should put in mind. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. Mostly 101 says that Southampton has even done playing away from home than Liverpool. Okay, maybe done better playing away from home. That's what I want to say. Mr. Sugar. But Potter was in Norway and had a good run per se. Yes, but you see, Norway, when you leave Norway, coming to the Premier League, I think that leaving Norway should have gone to France. Go to France, still advance the course of your game. Again, the time you left Brighton, and I said it from the very beginning 7 months ago, once they announced it, Brighton had a structure that was working. So it wasn't really Graham Potter that was working. It was a Brighton structure that was working. But he left and went to Chelsea. Chelsea is too big. The dressing room, first the salary that they were going to pay him. You left a place where per annum you're getting like 2 million and they are offering you 12 million. The amount I think this thing went now. Sure. Somebody when they drive keke for road, all of a sudden I say they go drive as a Dangote driver. He go make mistake. He go mess up. Because on that level, the level is different. That's the environment. When you look at the pay slip, you go to office after training, sit down, look at the payroll of the players at Chelsea. Compare to the players he's coaching Norway or Brighton. Yeah, diffused. You don't go fit think. You're gonna wonder how do I talk to these players? How do I even talk to them? So it's crazy. And then they're signing players that you don't even have a say over. In a team you used to be, you control everything. Now they're signing players that you don't even have a say. You don't know when the players will come. They also come and say, hey, the player is here. Look at Ricardo Modric is here. This one is here. Go and coach them. You think it's easy. Creator Dallas says, good morning and good morning to you. The Spanish coaches are doing well in the EPL. I think they will have 2 more Spanish coaches in the league next season. I think so too. Spanish people are very, very, very creative in the way they do that thing. So, Creator I hear Benitez is ready to take over an EPL club. Then Luis Enrique is interested in coming to the EPL. So I think Enrique should come. Baba J61, I say, bros, your prediction don't come to pass, so Potter don't hammer. I said it before now, so I'm not surprised. Well, let me push it. We've got 9 more minutes to the end of the show. Is the back say Brendan Insurance going unbeaten, Liverpool getting beaten left, right, and center. Nobody center. The Arsenal beat them. We'll not talk of the center. Lord Mayor, I say, who is Man City? 1 game in hand. Lord Mayor says, Eze Patrick, what happened to your team? Eze Patrick went on to say, game in hand is Arsenal now. Okay. No, game in hand is not Arsenal. They don't play that game. Game in hand is not Arsenal. Arsenal play 29, so it cannot be game in hand. Be Arsenal. The game in hand against Arsenal, they don't plan. I beat Arsenal 3-0. Don't forget. Odin Rebelacon says, no. I think it's Brighton. Eze Patrick said, Lord Mayor, I don't know. Okay. So let's where do I stop now? Oh boy. So much comment. I'm going to miss out on some of them if I'm not careful. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Jesus. Where did we get all this coming from? What have I been doing? What have I been reading? Okay. Odin Rebelaka say, are we sure Liverpool will not surprise club with a sack this season as if they go like this? Well, it's possible. Anything is possible. Chelsea should first, additional information, Chelsea should first let Pulisic as the year. Then they can start talking of others. Let me say, Oduni, once Liverpool sack him, Real Madrid will collect him sharply. Eze Patrick is saying, Oduni Rebeleko, I won't be surprised if club is sacked, but who knows? Okay, he is the perfect fit for FSG model of business. Oduni Rebeleko say Arsenal can beat City at the Etihad. Arsenal and Nketiah didn't take their chances enough in the first leg and silly mistakes. But with the new additional bromance of Trossard and the return of Jesus, okay, Arsenal can beat this City. City are not better than and not better team defensively as well. They will be weary of Arsenal threat. I agree with you, but when they get in their groove, they are very difficult side to play. Once they don't score 1 or 2 against Arsenal, Arsenal will get into panic. Mr. Sugar and this time, I say in the official, you they say Leicester is about relegation. Or share you they say Leicester is. I don't understand. What are they writing thing well now? Created early. Club sack is closed. If you keep losing like this, obviously they'll sack him. There's nobody's bigger than the club. They'll sack him. I said we can beat Man City. Okay. Leo, they say, Bonjourno to you, my brother. Good weekend for almost all my sports team, but not happy with the way Yaya Milan can deal with Napoli. We go show them for Champions League with my Esan brother coming back. Let's hope that happens anyway. Johanna, I said you should send me a DM on Instagram. I'm still waiting for you. I want to do something in Italy. I just want to have a conversation with somebody who's in Italy and get a better understanding. So if you're on Instagram, send me a DM at Elevator1. Let's talk about it so that I don't just try and go to Italy and then running blind. I like to get better information. Lord Mayor say, no, the invisible remains the best. Okay, that's for you anyway. Make una no underrate Arsenal this season. That's according to Duni Remileko. And then Leo Ode says, boss, for me, I just need Arsenal to try win Liverpool and Chelsea for our next games and then draw with City. Thanks, make you get better than you too. Odin Rebeleka says the most important position in the Arsenal squad now is the right back. Nothing should ever happen to Ben White. Oh God, from Ben 10 to Ben White. Okay, aside the say Arsenal can beat City at the Etihad. City are there for the taking with the way they play. If Arsenal is brave and take their chances, they will get it done. Okay, I hope Saliba should be ready for the Liverpool game. Let's hope so. Here's a Patrick say, my working day now starts by 10:30 a.m. The Elegbete, you do this one. What I do again? I don't understand. What I do again? I'm just a small boy trying to grow now. I say Leicester looking into appointing Potter to replace Rodgers. That's where the relegation will begin. Leon say, boss, for me, for my end, the sound, they okay. Thank you very much. Eze Patrick said the audio is better now. Eze Patrick say, I can hear it loud and clear. Tosi Adebamba, he said, I'm on YouTube and the audio is loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thank God. Now the problem. I found the solution. It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem anymore. Okay. Eze Patrick says, compared to last week, is great. German Valentine said the YouTube sound is okay. Lord Mayor, he said, boss, the booing of Messi by PSG fans, do you think Messi will sign the contract though? He has performed below expectation in PSG. Messi don't get any point to prove to anybody again. The only point we get to prove, you don't prove and win the World Cup. If they like me, they go from that tomorrow. The club will see me salary. Toby Olaika Shalanke says that the sound is good on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. Eze Patrick say Chelsea gave Potter too much power, bigger than him. Potter's aspiration is bigger than his actual value. The English press overhype. Potter see money when big pass him. Okay. Digital of Master YouTube sound has been great. Chuks Ashogu says, good morning, loyal listener responding for duty. Is Alaba International. My guy. How you doing? How's everything going on your side? Okay. Odin Ramelaka say, make Newcastle come aside like that yesterday, come against Arsenal too. Okay. Chuks Ashogu said the YouTube audio from my end is okay now. Okay. I think Lama say Arsenal should stay focused and know every game is a final. They're on the field because Man City coast under pressure on the league front. They hit gear 5 at the end of the season. Let's not forget that for the very first time, Man City have won 4 straight games. They've never won 4 straight games this season. First time they're winning 4 straight games without win over Liverpool. Let's see if they will make it number 5 in their next game. I still think that Liverpool and Man City will drop point before the end of the season. But while thinking that way, Arsenal should not drop point pending when that happens. I know that Adiale doesn't like this, and I'm saying, but I still think that they will drop point. Me and Adiale had a small no money bet. Told him that they were going to drop points in two games. They dropped those 2 points, those 2 games points already. But I still think that I'm going to add another one to it, and I say they will drop points. I'm talking about Adiale. Adiale said on Instagram, he said, what is happening to Pochettino? When is he going to get a job? When Eyiba actually the judge? Okay, he will get that job. I know Sami Coach. The people just vibe that one say Sami Coach. Bori Coach. I say these people should come and do YouTube. Now, only 3 subscribers they will get their family members. The people don't understand how hard YouTube really is anyway. But I won't blame people. People would always have high expectations. It's one of those things that I've come to realize on this job. I hear people say things like, let's not even bother ourselves with that one because time is already gone. Let me say, I like to see Patrick Vieira manage a big club with better finances. Me too, but I think Crystal Palace sack have done damage to him, so you need to rebuild again. You need to start again. Sunday Cletus say good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Sorry, who should Chelsea sign that would do a good job? Cletus Oluchukwu from Ogun State. I think Luis Enrique will do a good job. Zinedine Zidane will do a good job. I think Zidane is waiting for the French job, but the French job is not going to be available for a very long time. So he should take a job now and do something. I don't know. Mr. Paul Obi says, Mr. Dafe, can you say that Messi is the reason why PSG are not doing well? And do you support Messi coming back to FC Barcelona? I don't think Messi have any business at FC Barcelona. Barcelona need to rebuild and go forward. One, it will be too expensive. Barcelona does not need any extra expensive player in their team right now. Messi also is a spent force. It's sad to say it, but Messi is a spent force. It's not the guy that they need right now. This is a rebuild. The rebuild should go forward rather than retrogress, because I think that next season they should do away with Sergio Busquets. The Pep Guardiola and Frank Rijkaard team should finally be swept away by the end of this season. And then these new guys should be given a chance to grow on their own. Paris Saint-Germain, nobody is responsible for them but the owners. The owners have not built a team that wants to play football and win titles. They've just built a team that thought they could just show up and get results. You have 3 luxury players up front who don't track back, who don't mark. And in today's football, that's a dangerous play. That's suicide. And that's exactly what they have. So I'm not blaming Messi or putting anything on Messi. It's just that the structure of the team in terms of the squad is not balanced, and that has been the problem of the team. Okay, Odin Rebecca said exactly town hall different. Chelsea were just getting beaten Balablu. Okay, Noel Terrain, he said the old AC Milan came through yesterday. I hope this doesn't affect the psyche of those Napoli players. If you affect them, they know their career and their name. If you affect them, you affect them. Okay, they be butlers. We will call them butlers, but at least they have the league to win. I came out to say I just watched Bobby interview with Chudi, and I know you love Bobby so much as my guy. Bobby loves football too. Loving football is an understatement. Bobby loves football, know how to play football, and know about football a lot. Okay, how about you interview Bobby someday, and we'll have a football of comedy. So there is a show on the plate that we're cooking. So let me tell you how this is going. Since you're raising it up, there are certain things I will not do until we get to 100,000 subscribers. So I have Funny Bone, I have I have Buchi, I have Ali Baba, I have Bobby, I have I Go Save, a lot of this comedian to interview. That's a show on its own. I'm not going to hurry and put it out now and go and do it now. Because if I do it now, let's look at a very beautiful show that I put out about that female referee and the mother. Well, I want to say massive thank you to everybody who's sent me money to send to them. As of this money, I woke up to another 20K, which is about Desire Apparel sent 30K. One guy sent 20K. That's plus the 20K now. That's 70,000 naira that I've been able to send to that girl. I am happy about that. But you would expect such content to have very massive views. But then you guys don't give it that view. You think I'm going to sit down and do an interview with a Bobby and it gets 200 views. It doesn't make sense. So until I get 100,000 views or more, that content is already on, like it's on lockdown, ready. I have the equipment, everything to do it. But I'm waiting for the numbers. And the numbers don't rise. There's so many content that we hope to do that we'll just sit back here and not bother ourselves to do, because you don't want to put, it costs a whole lot to put a crew together to go and do that. You want to do it and you want to be seeing tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, not 200 views, because I mean it doesn't make sense. So that's that. So it's not me per se, it's when the numbers rise. It's like when you work in the dockyard, right? When you're fixing boats, when you're done fixing the boat, you don't just throw the boat to the water, you wait for the tide. So for us, we're waiting for the tide. If the tide is right, we would be able to do that. Yeah, but I mean, me and Bobby were chatting, talking all through last night. We talk all of these guys are my homeboys, like people that even AY, all these guys, go sit down with them. I get forgotten that I've got the Alibaba umbrella covering me. So it's a much bigger space. But people have even asked me, you know Alibaba, you never interview her. No, I don't need to interview Alibaba now. I will interview Alibaba later, but it's a numbers thing. You don't have the numbers. I have Sadio Mane to interview, but I can't interview him now because the numbers are not right. Right? So until we get there, Created Ali say Xavi will not take back Messi unless Messi has agreed to be a bench warmer and a sub joker. You know, they don't even need that. Shay, will Nagelsmann do well at Chelsea, or is just another Potter like appointment? No, it's better than Potter. He could do well, but why take Nagelsmann when you have Enrique available? Akimbadi say, I feel you in the business, views is key. The time will come. That's the easiest part to do, to go sit down with those guys and do it. Is the easiest part. But knowing that you don't want to put them out and the number is very, very low. I mean, these are like the biggest comedians you have in your country. You also want to treat them like the VIP that they are, because, for instance, I can't do a Jay-Z right now. If I have a million or 2 million subscribers, I will reach out to Jay-Z company and I'll do. Okay, so it's the same thing. Like, for instance, I really wish I could go to the organizers of the Nigerian League and say, I'm giving you $1 million. I want to do content on the league. But where's the numbers that will consume it? I don't have the numbers. Can I raise $1 million from venture capitals? Yes, I can. I just raised $500,000 to do a film in Hong Kong. So I can. But if I raise it, where's the number? Where are the people that will view it? So you have to tell yourself that, and there's return on investment. How does the investment come back? So I have a relationship with these people. I go and do content for them, and then you have 500 views, probably at most 1,000 views. And somebody else, by the time you go to the next one, say, and for that, your 1,000 views, they come before. I'm not interested. I'm all these people now. Maui, all these guys, Subaji. I can always do that one, but it's for the later, not now. When did I stop on YouTube now? Noel Turin, okay. Oduni Rebel, that's the last one. They say that Napoli loss, now sacrifice now. Come watch a replay of a two-legged UEFA Champions League game next week. We will see how that goes. Well, it's on this point that I draw the curtain on the show. At least today we'll find a solution to the sand issue, and it's not going to happen again. Thank God for that. God bless you guys for being with me. Please, let's increase our subscriber base because it will help us to grow. For those of you who benefited from Friday prediction, congratulations to you. Those who did take it serious, well, my name is Idafi Matthew. You have to come in the Legato on the sports. I like you. Well, it's time for me to go, pack my bags and baggages, and leave the studio. Have for yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.